to find people. I'm like, bro, you didn't even try. Trying is like you find the person that's like multiple steps ahead of him, that's like close to our level, or maybe a bit better, maybe a small bit worse, whatever. Or they're just like a lot better at their role. So like, they're better at things that we're not as good at, and then so we're like I'm better at like playing my range damage role and doing my shit, and you're better at playing your tank shit and catching people, blah blah blah, whatever. We'd all have our strengths and weaknesses, but like it our roles, so it's fine. But we had Kane, so it was like we had spent so much time trying to get the kid better, which is fine. But like him being like getting good, getting grandmaster, all that shit is not surprising at all. Like I've literally like trained someone from scratch coming over from console through Xbox 360. Before big competition was even happening over there like that, outside of like some MLG, Halo, and shit like that. And he was just some random kid that played pubs, and taught him like 1v1 and team like deathmatch shit and all sorts of shit, and he became like a pro level fucking Quake player. So, and like same thing with like Unreal, because that's where we started training him and all that shit. Like I've done that a lot. I've trained people that went to go play Firefall afterwards, and like the guy got signed to a team. And I trained him a ton in fucking him and some of his teammates in Firefall. So, like, does not surprise me at all. It's standard, really. So it's like that's the type of shit I'm talking about, though. Like that's like that level of like if you're putting the Gundam effort in Lost Ark, we would have started off with someone like just way better. Run some trials, get some people that are better, pick our best options, and then keep going. Because I was like, look, I'm going to let you do this shit because I just don't have the health for it, and I just don't care enough for that. I'm just going to be good. That's going to be my job. You do all the other shit. I'm just going to be a good player. So, it's like... And again, what you're doing in Gundam... definitely better, but it's still like you're missing some metrics here, bro. Like I shouldn't be like, hey, that team's looking for people and that guy got rid of somebody. Like it should be like on that shit. Like I should, if I message something to you about that, you should be like, bro, I already talked to them like 5 minutes after they posted or some shit. Maybe not that serious, but you know what I mean. Just one of those things where it's like, I'm all over that because that's the most important thing. Is getting on the right team or getting the right people on my team.
Yeah.
Objective A has been destroyed.
Or when you had your fucking teams and you're letting fucking Snore be your shot caller. Because like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, do you want to win?
I was the ideal, but...
No, you weren't. That nigga was calling out everything. You were maybe calling out some strategies before the games started, but he'd be the one calling all the shit as you guys were playing. I'm like, what is this? This nigga doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, let's go this way, guys. I'm like, you guys are gonna die, and then you all die. Like, don't let the fucking new guy call that type of shit. It's like you just gave that guy fucking 51% of your fucking company. It's like, yeah, new guy, you got it. I don't want to do that shit. Oh shit, why is my company failing? Fuck.
Jesus.
That's pretty much what happened.
Shit.
It's like, this guy has no business
Making any calls? Yeah.
making these types of calls. And he's not being reined in. There's just so much clutter and comms and just craziness. It's just like, bro, fix this garbage. It like blew my mind. Because I'm like, bro, things have never sounded like that when we played. Like, why would you let it be this bad?
Dude, it was hard to even get it that good. Like, I don't think you weren't there for all of it. Dude, people just didn't want to fucking comprehend, like, what I was given them to fucking work with. Really. It was really bad.
Sometimes you have to pull examples. Could have just, like, found some footage of us
Like, it's
playing.
not like I guess what I'm trying to say is like it got that bad, or it started out much worse, obviously, but
Yeah.
it only stayed that bad because like everything I tried to do didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, so I could have tried to. I could have done something else. Maybe that might have worked. Maybe.
We could have
But,
just contacted me.
big maybes.
Just
These
you
fucking
could've
guys
just-
suck.
Well, yeah, I know that. Should just message me and be like, hey, how do you fix these problems? Or like, hey, you want to listen in on this shit? Because then, cause there's a bunch of times. Remember, I was asking you like, yo, you got any footage? You got any this? Got any that?
Yeah, I had a bunch of
took-
recordings and shit.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, I'll get it later. I don't know if that guy has any footage or whatever. Then we had to find Unruly's footage just to be like, hey, this guy is really bad and you should not play with him.
Yeah.
Just like, do you see what this guy is doing? He's missing everything. But at least he uses shield. Because good lord, X-Ray, what the fuck? You know what's sad is, I feel like I can actually, like, could easily help, like, X-Ray be a better player. But it's like, it would have been better if it, like, watching his gameplay would have started off like watching like Unruly gameplay, because at least he would like shield. Like he missed his shots, but like at least he'd shield. Just like, god damn. I think like X-Ray would have understood everything I'm telling him. He's just like, when the game's going on, he's just losing his mind. And not losing his mind, but he's
I don't
like,
know what he's doing.
he's not concentrating on the micro part of his gameplay, so he just dies at random because his brain isn't okay. It's, you know how you're like sometimes playing a game and you're concentrating or talking or figuring out something, and instead of actually playing the game, it's like you're not even looking at your screen for a bit. Because you're thinking about, oh, this guy's here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna push over there, and it's not like you're like have up another screen or thing. Like you're just literally just
Yeah,
not
your eyes are
paying
just
attention
glazed
to what's on
over.
your screen, basically.
Yeah.
Or kind of like when you get home and you stop and you're like, man, I don't even remember driving home. That type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're just on the road and like you come back in consciousness and you're like, oh shit, I'm already here. Like, holy fuck, I don't even remember driving. Like, that's basically what's happening in his gameplay. And then, like, when stuff is happening, he's not even like slowing down to like do stuff properly. He's just kind of like, oh shit, there's something in my way. It's kind of like a deer popped up as he's daydreaming, and he has to try to deal with it, which is not optimal. So it's like, you need to like calm the fuck down and play the game instead of losing his mind in that way.
Yeah. I mean, the dude plays like dog shit in the game. I don't know. Like,
I mean, I just watched the game.
that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen. I'm like, especially,
I mean, yeah,
is that deep in a bracket? That might have been the worst performance I've ever seen.
That deep, yes.
Like
That
legit,
was,
like
that
that
was
is insane.
super bad.
I just thought he was high.
Yeah, no, that nigga's just way too used to playing fucking Dom Trooper. That's all that was.
Really? That's
Yeah.
the secret sauce here. It's
That's all he played. When the game started,
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. Okay.
yeah, when the game started, that's all he was playing. So he's just running around shooting rockets at angles, and then he hits lasers. That's all he did. Which is fine, but he got swapped off with the Zazabi, and it's like, nigga, do you know what to do here? Obviously not. What the fuck? Oh, is that dumbass game? Okay. 1-on-7. Okay, I forgot about that. Dragon Ball The Breakers. This is the 1-on-7 Dragon Ball game. And I think you're supposed to be like surviving versus a Saiyan as like regular niggas. Okay, because there's like, it's a 1-on-7, blah blah blah. I'm like, nigga, what? 1-on-7? Oh yeah, you don't watch this shit because it's actually kind of crazy. Like the way they're yelling, just like holy fuck. Well,
I'm trying to win a 5v6. It's possible. I've been hitting everything, but
yeah.
3 minutes remaining.
don't stand a chance.
Objective A has been destroyed. Protect the remaining objectives at all costs.
Enemy flyer has been dealt. Capital. How could they do it?
This is kind of funny. This is a bunch of Dragon Ball niggas trying to like not get caught by Cooler. Doing random objectives. I have a cool idea for a game, I'm not gonna lie.
Five enemy mobile suits destroyed. The enemy has placed a mega charge.
What the fuck is he playing?
Enemy mega charge.
Is this Yamcha?
Capture the waypoint.
I think it is.